In the hollow where the shadows fall, we gather round, we hear the call. Liquid fire from the mountain's hand burns like truth, but it tastes like sand. Oh, it sure feels right at the end of the day. Drink it up, let the story stay. The creek laughs low, the fire cracks loud. We lose ourselves in a moonlit crowd. The air so thick it hums and sings, a slow dance wrapped in unseen strings, clear as glass, but it bites like a snake, sharp and cold, every breath we take. Oh, the stars know our sins tonight. Sit that burn till the world spins right. The creek laughs low, the fire cracks loud. We lose ourselves in a moonlit crowd. The mountain whispers secrets deep, the kind you tell.
Well, hello. Fancy meeting you here. Welcome. Look at that. On time. Can I say? And my hat's crooked. That is going to annoy the fuck out of me. Oops. I said the F-bomb before the 7-minute mark for YouTube. Sorry. Not sorry. Welcome. I hope you've all had a magnificent Easter. I hope you ate way too much chocolate, felt way too uncomfortable after your meal, and drank far too much alcohol and did all the things that I didn't do. I have been pretty much head down, bum up the entire weekend. I've really got to get out of these rabbit holes. They're very time consuming, but very revealing. So, what did everyone get up to for Easter? Did we go away? Did we spend time with family? What did we get up to before we get into today's stream, which is going to be a good one? I've been looking forward to this one, and I will tell you, it is a real court hearing at Letcher County Court with Judge Jimmy Kraft. And I've spent 2 days redacting one video, 1 hour video. 1 hour. It is now 144 individual pages with me trying to cover faces as the camera moves. And at about the, I think, 13-minute mark, 2 days, I'm telling you, 2 days of constant editing, I got to the 13-minute mark and went, I'm just putting the thing right in the middle, and it covers both, so you're just going to have to deal with it. You'll have worked out what they look like, or the people that you can see, you'll have worked out what they look like by the time we get there anyway. So, yes, and what I'm going to do is try and the way that the court hearing goes is that, you call up your witness, then you have what's called direct examination, where your attorney questions you about it, about all the facts of the evidence, and then you get to testify, and you're supposed to tell the truth. Okay? Doesn't always happen. That's why it's very difficult when people say, well, it's a fact because it was, it's in the testimony. He testified again. People don't always tell the truth. Just saying, just putting it out there. Whether it's written in a transcript, signed in gold, fucking leaf in calligraphy, it can always be untrue. Just saying. And we get we get the evidence here. And it's a custody battle. So basically, two parents, they split up, no problem. They have two children, and they have a fairly amicable relationship. Both paternal and maternal grandmother have quite a decent, what do you call it? They're quite involved in the grandchildren's lives, and they are actually their primary carers for a significant period for both of them, one more so than the other, but they both have a relationship with both the children, and everything is worked out, through mutual agreement until one day, out of nowhere, the father decides, nah, not giving them back. Nope. Sorry. And 2 years later, nothing's been done. That mother has not seen her children. That mother has missed 2 birthdays, 2 Christmases, Easters, you name it, Thanksgivings. For what? For what? So it's something that I would like to explain what your lawyer should be doing for you, okay? Because this lawyer does fuck all. Absolutely fuck all. And I know for a fact that she was provided with adequate information at the hearing, and she chose not to use it. No real cross-examination, no bringing up of the facts, no. If you didn't know, if I didn't know the story behind the hearing, walking away from that hearing, I would have thought that she was telling the truth. Okay? So we're going to try and I'm going to stop it and break it down, go through why they're saying this, why they're asking that, why they're objecting here, what she should be asking, what should be being done, what should be shown, how to get her to impeach herself, basically, by how to get her to prove that what she was saying was she was full of shit, basically, and how to get a resolution more than anything. We're going to go through the family court statute as well, and sort of give you a bit of information on what your rights are as parents, because it is illegal to do this. It's actually called kidnapping. And because the family hasn't been aware that that was the case, they thought that they just had to wait for the courts. That they've missed out on so much when they actually do have rights and they can do something about it. So I'm hoping that this can help others as well, just to let you know that you don't have to rely on, a judge who will sit there and do fuck all, be indifferent. You don't have to wait. There are avenues that you can go to above them that can hopefully get you some answers. All right. So with that, make sure you've hit that like and subscribe button. It really, really helps bring us back into the algorithm, and we get our message out to as many people as we can. It's free. It takes 2 seconds. It is not legally binding in any way, shape, or form. It costs you nothing. And you can always unsubscribe. Any parenting plan, even if not ratified by the court, is worth its weight. And go, yes. Well, would you believe? So once I was aware of what was going on, I asked for court documents. They actually have a temporary parenting order, or they had a temporary parenting order in place initially. And so he is actually in contempt of court 14 times at the moment. 14, because he is refused at 14. Actually, it'll be more than that now. It's probably more around the 19. Every time that he is refused on their actual scheduled visitation on their parenting plan, it's a contempt of court. So yes, he is accountable for all that. So yes, and then I also found out they have documents that they could have used to lodge with the courts, but they'd provided them to their attorney, and because the attorney didn't lodge them, they didn't think they were able to. And there is pretty much a document that they hold that they could have walked into Letcher County Sheriff's Office and said, enforce this, and they would have had to have gone and enforced it. So I'm hoping that this week there might be a little bit of resolution, hopefully. If not, there is going to be hell to pay. You watch, you mark my words. If no resolution is made, yeah, wait for the stream. Yes, you do have rights, but without parenting plan, yeah, no. They have it all. They have it all, and there's no such thing over there, sorry. No such thing. And it's very, it became very evident to me too. I was actually, I noticed that Hillbilly Crime was going over Mickey's deposition in her stream yesterday. And so I clicked on it, and she actually started talking about how the women in Kentucky have been conditioned for generations, basically to be disempowered more than anything. You know, they're told not to say anything, to keep the peace, to keep their mouth shut, don't get involved, don't do this, don't do that. And I think to an extent they don't realize how much they've got to learn and re-embrace the actual power that they do have. It's very, very sad that, you know, the definition of what we would consider a normal relationship is like so far out of what their greatest expectations could ever be. Like, even our worst relationships and what we would put up with here would be up there on one of the higher rungs, so to speak. It's hard to explain, but I think I don't know. They need to get their power back. Simple as that. So let's help them do that. All right. So without further ado, let us get on to what I've prepared earlier. There we go. So yes, this is my redacting, my redaction skills. For the first 13 minutes, that box will move appropriately. And after that, it's just going to stay there. All right. So let's have a listen. Let me know if you can hear it properly.
Yeah, but given, I don't know if the court remembers.
All right. So we're starting off here. So this is the grandmother. All right. This is the paternal grandmother. I think this might be baby daddy. This is his lawyer. This is her lawyer. Fucked if I know who this is. It's probably her husband. So granddaddy, grandmama. And there's two children, 4 and 6, one girl, one boy. And it's the girl that they're talking about. Her name is Scarlett. Hello, Martha Mitchell. How you doing? It is. And look, the only way they're going to be able to get their power back is to learn. And knowledge is power. It's so much. It is so powerful. Knowledge is so much. There is no greater gift that you can give someone. That's actually another thing I'm going to touch on. I'm actually going to do a stream tomorrow night, because after watching Hillbilly Crime start start talking about Mickey's deposition, I went and had a reread of it, and it's very interesting. The things that you become aware of or pick up down the track once, with the beauty of hindsight. That's all I can say. So I'm going to do a quick stream tomorrow and break that down again. Excellent. Good to hear, love. Glad you're here. Welcome. Cops in Australia won't. Yeah, no, they won't. No, won't. But they actually have a plan, and they actually have a document that states that they have the ability to go in and retrieve the children for the Letcher County Sheriff's Office. All right.
The last time we were here.
Now, I remember. So this is in December last year. This happened. There you go, 12th of the 12th. Now, the last hearing prior to this, the 30 days prior, this dickhead here, baby daddy, wasn't happy with something that went on in the court and decided that he was going to chuck a fit. Basically had to be escorted out of the courtroom with the security guards, the bailiffs, threatened the defendant, the mother and her lawyer, I think, had to be escorted out of the building, and they still sent the fucking kids home with him. The kids were screaming. They were in the court and they were screaming. And the judge still sent them home with him. It is disgusting. So they're actually talking about this now. They're talking about that. They're bringing it up to put it on the record, but it never gets dealt with and it never gets addressed. Make sure this volume is actually up. Yep. Doesn't sound very loud to me.
Where the child was really upset, crying, and the guardian ordered the guardian to yeah. So just
so the children have been taken out now because they were there again.
How old are both children?
Tony is 7 and Scarlett is 4.
Ah, I missed one.
And we're
Fuck.
here today with regard.
What? Hello, of course, Clumsy. Yeah, you turn up now. Now that I've gone live, you want your dinner. You're gonna have to wait now. Why did that do that? I've got the redactions in there. Why? Why is it so?
But given, I don't know if the court remembers the last time we were here, there was a bit of a dust up, where the child was really upset, crying, and the guardian ordered the guardian.
Why is that?
Yeah. So just and we're here today
Yeah, see, it's covered. Why is it?
with regard to Tony. But how old are both children?
Tony is 7 and Scarlett is 4.
To establish.
Yeah. But given, I don't know if the court remembers the last time.
Go back to the start.
Children. What's
Words from previous from me and the other grandmother. And then in May of 2024, she's been at my residence.
now, but do those your grandkids have the same mother?
Yes, they have the same mother and father.
I redacted the audio because she named them and gave her address. So
And so that would put Tony as being born in 2018. Does that sound right? Okay. And you said your testimony that he's been living at your house.
turn up the volume on the court. All right. One momento. There it is. Sorry. Sound. Mhm. Who the fuck is it? Sound. There we go. Well, it's on 96%. Yeah. Maybe I'll just boost it. Which I need to do this to do. Sorry. Oh, no, I don't. Page. Sorry. Fuck, why does it go to the start again? Stop.
Completed. It's words from previous from me and the other grandmother. And then in May of 2024, she's permanently been at my residence.
Now, but do your grandkids have the same mother?
Yes, they have the same mother and father.
And so that would put Tony as being born in 2018. Does that sound right? Okay. And you said your testimony that he's been living at your
Why isn't
house
that working?
for living with you since he was a week up.
Yes.
And was there at any point that you sought de facto custodian for Tony?
Yes.
And did you was that in legislative circuit court?
Yes, it was.
Okay. That grant
Yes.
and has that
I can't boost it.
as a result of that case was you given what kind of custody was visitation of time did you get in that case as a defense?
In January of 2019,
Okay.
I was given full custody.
Okay. And that hasn't changed since then?
No.
Okay. Do you know what year that was in?
We went to court in December of 2018. It was completed.
And
Right. So basically, her testimony was she got de facto. What was it called? Guardianship, I think, of the son Tony. I think because the parents were incarcerated. So, but she also did it on the sly, like she told the parents that they were signing something different. Anyway, she got this guardianship over the son, and it took a month for them to resolve that through court. They started in December and it ended in the January. So it took a month to take the child away, but 2 years now to try and return them for no reason whatsoever, except the fact that the father just went, no, nope, not happening. What have we got here? Martha Mitchell effect. No Amber Alerts for 9 years from Whitwell, Tennessee to Somerset, Kentucky. It's trafficking. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And that was something I actually picked up in Mickey's deposition as well. There was, I'll talk about it tomorrow night. But yes, the Child Protective Services actually have incentive programs. The more children that they place, the more commission they get, basically. And so that then creates a situation where they will try and place as many of them as they can, but they're not necessarily just taking them from abusive homes. They're taking them from the families that perhaps maybe need incentivizing to cooperate, or, are causing trouble for them, or, because they can. Just saying. MS-13 cartel bought the sheriff. Bought, you mean Mickey Steins? Or are you talking in Tennessee? CPS mental health crisis grant money. Yeah, yes. Everything links back to the federal funding and Title IV. Everything. Anything with a program at the end of it is for profit, basically. Is for profit. That's what I've discovered. And they earn their money by like claiming these grants for programs that they supposedly provide and don't provide them. Yep. And that's how they get the people in power, the good old boys, the people that have all of the wealth from the coal mining days, the conglomerate. That's how they keep themselves with an income, because they cycle them through the justice system, and every time they present at a rehab, at a jail, at a program, at a AA meeting, at mental health, they get funding, federal funding, and it's all going through Mountain Comprehensive Healthcare.
Like approach the witness judge.
You may.
Yeah. So don't disturb the judge. He's reading his magazine. Don't disturb. Yeah. He's very, very attentive. Oh, there's a lot of that going on. Yes, a lot. And that's another reason they're scared to speak up.
Just too bad you get that.
Look at her face. This is the useless lawyer.
That's my defense. I'm a parent,
You see how many boxes I've had to swap, and every time that camera angle moves, I had to redirect it. Yep.
documents that was issued and signed by Judge Jimmy Gray.
Well, I'm gonna explain question. I'm not sure what we're going through this about Tony Jordan.
All right. So basically, her attorney is getting out onto the record that she does have this guardianship, custodianship of the boy, one of the children. And I do agree with the objection that she does one objection quite well. It's pretty much irrelevant to what they're discussing, because the case is about the daughter, not the son. And her objection is based on the grounds that it could influence or bias the judge by saying that this woman has custody of the other child. All right. So anything that is going to be detrimental to her client, which would be a bias towards the other grandmother, is something to object over. So I do agree with that. But in saying that, if I was in an objection battle and I had to choose, this wouldn't be one of them.
Well, relevance is that it's a judicial, well, to take judicial notice that she has provided primary care for that child. And I was about to ask her what year.
So that looks like baby daddy here, his lawyer. I think this might be the bailiff. Is that Jason Eccles? I reckon it might be, I reckon it might be. And obviously the courthouse is as packed as Karen Reid, That's what it should be.
Scarlett was born, which is who we are here for today, because my understanding is she has cared and raised both these children. They're close enough.
Like my poo emoji. She should have objected to that,
I would ask
because that's false.
Well,
meeting
I'm gonna object again to that.
if has
Not quick enough with those.
judicial notice, whichever.
what's your objection? Ms.
The
Lewis?
objection would be relevant, John. I'm not sure why this is even a consideration. I mean, the fact that statute's pretty clear. It has nothing to do with whether conscience, the fact it stands for the child. Judicial notice for what purpose?
Well, that set that forth.
Okay. All right. Well, I I'll admit it for what it's worth.
I'll admit it for what it's worth. It's not worth fighting the objection. I'm just gonna go with it.
She was born 20th of 2021.
I just want to get back to my fly fishing.
Yeah.
And, the, had Scarlett ever lived?
Yes.
When did she,
So, as part of the parenting order, yes, Scarlett was has visitation with this Mimo every other weekend, pretty much, and they would swap the children then, ask about. But she's alleging that she lived with her full time.
when did she begin with?
It was since she's been born, she would be at my house for 3 or 4 days, a week at a time. And then she would be at her other grandmother's. So basically, me and the other grandmother had like joint custody, but it wasn't nothing on paper. Had like,
And when did Jimmy?
I'm laughing at my
Live with you?
redaction boxes.
no, he's pretty much, as best as I can describe it, is couch surfing.
Right. So, when I go through his statement on another video, he testifies that he had full custody of the daughter from when she was born. Yet he has no fixed address, an alleged drug habit, anger issues, let's just put it that way. How can you provide a stable environment to create routine and structure and boundaries for children if you're fucking couch surfing? And why would you grant full custody when there's a perfectly good, safe home that those children are wanted to be at and being denied? That's why she got the poo emoji.
Place to his brother's place, to girlfriend's houses. He's just been to get her out.
Well, hello there, Bob Recia.
Yes.
But
Did you tear yourself away from the Brett Johnson show? I did leave a message on there for you that he read out. So did you get it? What's this? Because check and trafficking of the kids by the friends. Yeah, they actually get money. They get yeah. Just CPS is another. Hello, sweetheart. Yeah, CPS is another. Don't get me started. Just don't. You won't stop me. Who's Nick Shirley? Who's Nick Shirley? Have you seen the Brett Johnson show, Martha Mitchell Effect? He is amazing. He's in Perry County. And he's vigilanting, which is great, against all the corruption and the pedophilia, and yeah, he's doing a great job, and he's funny as all fuck as well.
he didn't regularly
He is
reside there or get mail there.
absolutely.
He's always using my address.
He's calling them out too to the name.
2021, you said that Scarlett, at that time, was Jimmy living, when she was born, was Jimmy living at your house?
No.
Okay. And
Okie doke. Teresa, my darling, would you mind dropping that link in chat for Miss Martha Mitchell for the Brett Johnson show? He's actually live at the moment. Well, he might be finishing up now, but yeah, he was live. Just don't go there though. I'm going to watch his replay after this.
how did the child come to be put into your care?
Well, the
All right. So the question asked is, how did the child come to be in your full-time care? All right. And this is her reason.
mother had went to Georgia in Jimmy just was with another girl, and he eventually went to Tennessee to live also. And he had lived there for approximately a year. And I know Sarah had come back when Scarlett was about 18 months old. And then she had lived in Jenkins, and it was still the same situation. Me and Brandy Davis was sharing custody. And her and Jimmy would visit, like, visitation.
And, okay.
So basically, she's saying the mother went to Tennessee with the daughter, but still provided the access for the father on his visitation. And then she returned to Jenkins when she was 18 months old. And they'd split up, obviously, by then. And he was seeing someone else and wasn't living with the mother. So basically, between the father and both grandmothers, they organised the visitation between both parents so that it was fair, as per the agreement.
This was in 2021?
It was 2021 till May of 2024.
So May of 2024 is when this shit went down. May, 2 years ago. May 2024.
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask you.
All the way up until 2020.
How long did that last? And, why did it stop?
Yeah, why?
With me, and I was supposed to take her home that
I was supposed to take her home that evening.
evening to her other home.
Mhm.
She was home with me and home with
Mhm.
her. But Jimmy told me to keep her with me.
Oh, really? Jimmy did? Jimmy told you to keep her? That's it? That's it? Jimmy just said so? That's it?
And by law, he still had rights to say where she went.
By rights, he still had law to say still had rights to say where she went. Yeah, he does have rights. But he doesn't have every fucking right. He doesn't own the child. So the mother has rights as well. How come he gets to make that decision? What qualifications does he have to make that decision off his own back? Fuck all. That's what he's got. Fuck all.
Where she did. So in May of 2024, I could not just turn the child back over to Brandy Davis.
Why?
Because he had said to not.
Why? Why? Because your son said so. Why? Was there a danger? Was she at risk? No. Was CPS involved? No. Any police complaints? Any police involved? No. No violence? No. Any concerns about it? No. Just that. No. Jimmy said so. That's why. Fuck Jimmy. Makes me so mad. Where did I put my phone? Yes, Tanya. Yes, and grandchildren.
So she's been in my
Hello, Miss Shimon.
2024, full time.
Yes. So May 19th, 2024, decided she's in my care full time now. Mama don't get nothing. Mama gets nothing. The fuck are we getting to? Like, fuck. Miss Trissy, are you still around, my love? Actually, if Trissy is not around, Tan, can you find Brett Johnson's Facebook page link and drop it in chat for me? Please, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. And, for
Good stale ass face here.
2024, about how often would you say that Jimmy lived in?
No, sweetheart, you are. I think you're on. You must be on Tyre and Brandy's channels stream. So I'm streaming to 3 different channels right at the same time. So if you've come in on Appalachian Dreamers, you'll only see Appalachian Dreamers people in the chat. You won't see my chat, whereas I can see both or all 3. So no, you're not here alone. I promise. There's 9 of us. It's a stampede. Brace yourselves. How will I cope? So yes, this is yeah, I think the facial expression pretty much says it all. And to say that she's as useless as tits on a bull is an understatement. Just saying.
Or stay
Stayed home from then to there. He had only started staying like a couple weeks. He was back and forth because he had broke up with his girlfriend, and he ended up getting back with that same girlfriend.
So the father,
And like I said, the best I can describe it is Jimmy Couch.
yeah. So the father would go backwards and forwards when it suited him to his mother's house, where she was looking after the children, and he would go and play daddy. For Martha Mitchell, she wants his link. Yes, the Brett Johnson Show, it's called.
Like a single man Couch.
A single man. No. How about a father? How about a fucking father? You're not a single man. You're a fucking father. Yes, he does have a YouTube. He does. All right. What does this say? I don't have Facebook. My email working after my... Oh. Hacked for 10K. Oh. Oh. So it was hacked by a district attorney. Oh, Martha, I'm so sorry. That's fucked. Really? Well, I will tell you a little story. So, Brett Johnson, let's divert for a minute. Brett Johnson is a former cyber criminal. He's actually been on the FBI's top 10 most wanted list for cyber crime. He escaped from jail. He spent time in federal prison, and then once, hello, Miss Elizabeth. How you doing? Welcome. Lovely to see you. What? Oh, you're on Kelly's. That's why you're not. That's why you haven't got a shield. Sorry, love. I'm like, where's your wrench, bitch? So yes, Brett Johnson was a cyber criminal, and has a lot. Well, when he got out of federal prison, he was employed by the CIA as a contractor to fight, like to detect hackers and work for the good guys, which he has been doing for over 10 years now. And he started a YouTube channel a couple of years ago. I can't honestly. I think he was educating people about cybercrime and stuff. And he has been inundated with people trying to get his assistance for all sorts of different crimes and stuff in Perry County. So he's sort of because he's got contacts in the FBI and the DA's office and local law enforcement. He actually was one of the people who was pivotal in getting Noah Back arrested. The feds came in and arrested him and didn't release him on bail. That was his doing. Noah Back is the predator who groomed the 2 child victims that were in that ATV crash. Yes, he is live right now. He is, yes. So You might need to create a whole new Google account. I would start afresh because everything is linked to that. Everything. Kelly, oh, not his website, just his YouTube channel. It's all right, I'll find it. So Kelly is Elizabeth. She's on. It's like Teresia's on her husband's phone, and Elizabeth's on her boyfriend's phone. So Kelly is Elizabeth, and Bob is Teresia. Alrighty, let's get back to this.
You didn't mind that he stayed there.
Thank you.
And you, are you married?
Yes, ma'am.
What's your husband's name?
Rob Collins.
Uh,
I'm the homemaker.
and is your husband employed?
Yes, he is.
And where is he employed?
He is self-employed and contracted through Florida Enterprise, and he has had for like 17 years.
And are you employed anywhere?
No,
And other than the names that we've mentioned so far, at least in 2021, anybody else live in the home?
just my friend Elijah Muse, Tony Bird, and then Scar.
And
I had my son Chase Gibson, my sister-in-law that is with me. Her name is Wanda Collins.
the home that you lived in, did you and your husband own it?
Yes,
And
Yeah.
During that period of time, from 21 to 24, at least, who paid the bills?
Collins.
And we,
Robert. Yes,
okay. And groceries? Your husband.
Robert Collins.
Okay. And essential care items for the child, diapers, formula.
Diapers.
What about
Clothes, formula, everything that she had needed. Me and my husband provided.
at any point? And it was what?
All right, so we've got the Brett Johnson Show Facebook account, which he streams to at the same time as his YouTube. Hello, Mr. Felix. Hello. 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 Where did Concy go? Oh, he's down there. Hello, mister. Hello. No, don't walk on the keyboard. So yes, he streams. Just don't mind me. He streams to Facebook and YouTube as well. So either or. But he's definitely worth a sub.
Scarlett ever placed into your care by social work?
No,
No, sir.
no,
And it's from your home by social work.
No, sir.
no.
At any point, child ever removed? Okay. And
No.
will you and your husband receive any financial contributions from either Mr. Burke or Ms. Davis for care of the child?
No, sir.
Oh, look, Judge is paying help. Pay attention there.
Did you ever receive any form of child support at all, financial or otherwise?
No,
No, sir.
because they weren't supposed to be in your fucking care.
Did you ask? They offer?
No, sir.
That's bullshit.
Did you not?
The thing of it was is I told them they don't, they can't. I had asked him once to buy, I think, a pull-ups. And he
Oh,
told
really?
me to go ahead and get it, and he would give me the money back. Because that was after,
So she had to ask her own son to go and buy some pull-ups for his own daughter. How involved was he in her life?
2024, when he said that he was going to stay at home. And he had asked me to, I asked him about it, and he told me, he said, well, go ahead and pay for it, and I will give you the money back.
I bet you didn't get it. He never did. He never paid for his daughter's fucking pull-ups.
And Miss Davis, during this time, did she visit with either of her children? for instance, come and get the children? Did she or take them with her, bring it back?
They're really good at their arguments, aren't they?
We had it basically just to be agreed upon that she would message or her mother would message and they would go visit. But it wasn't nothing regular set. It was just random.
At any point, did your son Jimmy ever have a problem with that? To your knowledge?
No,
And
no, he didn't.
No.
No.
and let's see.
May I say the only time that he had any issue with it is after her arrest. And then he had told me that he did not want Scarlett or Tony to see.
And when would this have been roughly
September.
of this year?
Yes. Roughly, I think it was like
Don't know why that's skipping. All right, so now we've reached a point where Jodie's gotten sick to death of putting these redaction things up and changing them every time the fucking camera moves. So now we just have a box, okay? You're just gonna have to deal with the box. I just love how attentive the fucking judge is. Like, we should where is it? Let's see if we can get a picture. Where is he? No, missed it. No, I'll clip it later.
But yeah.
yes.
Uh,
So you can see now that her attorney is going through stuff that both her mother and the applicant have put together and compiled with all of the evidence showing that the child actually lived full time with her and the grandmother, the maternal grandmother, for the first 3 years of their life. Because the maternal grandmother, in her wise wisdom, took a photo every day of that child, every single day. How do you refute that? Was it used? No. In a word, no, it was not used. If I was this attorney, I would be writing down everything that this woman is saying that is incorrect or inaccurate or whatever, ready for cross-examining her. She should know what her statement's going to be anyway, but she should know this case inside out to be a fair representative for her client. Like, you owe that to your client. They're paying you. That's what your job is. Yeah?
during that time period, again, 21 to 24,
So the first 3 years of their life.
Was there any point in time where you would agree that either your son Jimmy or Miss Davis took care of their own kids financially and otherwise?
No, sir. They
Oh, you
And
fucking liar.
The best of your knowledge, to the same time period, who's been the primary caregiver?
myself, my husband, and Brandy Davis.
And who takes took Scarlett to the doctor's appointments?
I have
Bullshit.
Brandy Davis.
Bullshit, you did.
And let's see, she was probably too young to be in any type of school back then, wasn't she?
Correct.
Okay. But she is now.
Yes, sir.
And
She is enrolled in West Plattsburgh Elementary.
So they've enrolled her in a school now. No input from the mother. No conversation, no discussion, nothing. Just, this is what we're doing.
Did the other grandmother you mentioned a few times, did she provide any kind of financial assistance or support for care for the children?
Yes, she did.
She didn't give me any support, but
She didn't have to. She didn't have to give you support because she wasn't living with you. She was living with the other grandmother and she was providing everything for her. Why would she buy things for you? That's your job when you have her.
was at her house, she did. And I also had help when said needed.
And again, we're here today. Is it your intentions to take Scarlett away from either of her parents?
I just want the best care for Scarlett.
Oh, really? That's why you've kept her for 2 years, really? You want the best care. And taking her away from not only her mother, but her primary caregiver? Her first 3 years of routine and structure and safety. You're just going to go with your drug addict son and say, oh, well, he said to keep her. I'm going to do that. The fuck, woman? The fuck?
For her to be in a stable environment
Oh.
and be safe.
Oh, so she was unsafe? Is that what you're saying? Really? Yeah? Did you report that to anybody? Did you tell anybody? Did you voice your concerns at any fucking time? No. Because you didn't have any.
And your opinion, your household, at least during that time period, provided that for Scarlett.
Correct.
And at
Oh, you're very welcome.
2021, was Tony, the other child, also still in here?
Yes, Tony Burke has always been. in
Yep.
here.
Okay, so it's fair to say then there was a significant time period where you
It's putting it mildly,
were
Simmy.
the primary caregiver for both children.
Correct.
You had
Yeah.
Primary caregiver for both children.
did, what about mail correspondence and stuff pertaining to the child, such as medical bills or health insurance stuff? For Scarlett, at least.
So medical bills and insurance and stuff. She claims here that she had medical insurance and took Scarlett to the doctors and what have you, which is a load of bullshit. And nothing was ever produced to the court as evidence. Whereas the maternal grandmother has all of those receipts and everything. Every visit to, we call them the child maternal health care nurse here, like, where you take them to weigh them and make sure that they're meeting their milestones and stuff. Everything documented, not used. Her attorney isn't even paying attention to what she's testifying to.
Stuff come to your house.
At one point, Scarlett was on my insurance, and it did. But at the majority of the time that since May of 2024, it was in her father's name, and it did come to my house, her insurance bills and stuff. But previously, from May of 2024, her medical bills came to Brandy Davis.
Yes, they did.
And your insurance back then, what kind of insurance was that?
Well,
And child had, any sort of, health conditions or issues or special needs of any kind?
Scarlett has asthma,
Uh,
she has ADHD, and she also has sensory processing disorder.
when was she diagnosed with those?
The ADHD, Dr. Cornett had said that she has it, but he cannot treat because she's not five.
Sustained as to what the doctor said.
Okay, yeah, I'll rephrase, I guess. I was just asking roughly what year did, as far as you know, did Charlotte get a diagnosis?
2024, she was diagnosed with asthma and ADHD.
Um,
Fucking cameraman.
absolutely.
Cross-examination.
All right.
Gilbert.
Okay. This is the point where your attorney's supposed to earn her money. Yeah. She's supposed to refute all of the shit, the bullshit that just came out in that testimony. Tell the court exactly what happened. No CPS involvement, no danger, no threats, no police involvement. The father just decided one day not to return them. They've had no access since, and shit needs to happen. Let's see what she does.
Mr. Gilbert, you might want to come over here to the podium.
The divorce custody case, filed between Mr. Burke and Ms. Davis, was filed sometime in 2024. With the dissolution case.
Oh, sorry. Okay. So this is the father's lawyer who is questioning his mother.
Request for custody and things like that. Would you agree to that?
Yes.
And at that time, you didn't attempt to intervene as a,
It was always a process because at the beginning, when I had went to David Johnson's office, which he was part of, with Jimmy Gray, and I had paid the office, it was also discussed that I would, at some point, that I needed to be a defector. And that was not brought up at the previous cases.
did you file for defective custody?
No, I didn't. Until, like,
So from 2024 to now, there was no filing up until October 20th. I think so.
whenever it
Sure. And I think prior to 2024, you had said that, or you had said that Mr. Burke gets mail delivered to your house.
yes,
And you also said that he couch sat, I guess, couch served.
yes.
It'd be like a couple of weeks at a time, he would couch serve.
No, we would only be like a few days at a time,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, maybe a week.
Okay.
But he was in different locations.
Okay.
Yeah, with different girls that he was shacking up with. Good father.
And where was the child at during the flood?
During the flood, at the day of the flood, she was at Whitco at Brandy Davis's house.
And what year was that?
That was in 2022.
2022. So I think you said that she didn't start living with you full time until 2024.
It was broke up in different, the thing of it is permanently staying all full time at my home was 2024. But the majority of the time was split up between my home and Brandy Davis's home.
So everybody's pitching in.
Me and myself, my husband, and Brandy Davis.
Do you know if when the child was at Brandy Davis's residence, if Miss Davis was a part of that visitation?
She would come in from time to time. I don't know exactly the specifics, but it was random.
Do you know if Mr. Burke was part of that visitation? Whenever she was at Miss Davis?
Yes, he was.
He would visit from time to time, but not often.
But you don't know for sure
No,
as far as
you would have to ask Brandy Davis.
she here today.
Yes, she is.
Um, when was the minor child enrolled in school?
She was enrolled in school approximately, I think, May of 2024.
Okay.
No, 2025.
Who signed her?
Jimmy gave me permission to sign her into school because he was working at Lake Tremaine. I do have witnesses to prove that he did give me permission to sign his name and sign her into school.
What about the mother?
Yes, sir.
Signed his daughter in school.
Yes, sir.
Another question.
Cross-examination, Miss Lewis.
I have a few questions because the story has changed a whole bunch since last time we were here. And
No, hasn't
I want
changed.
to be clear, you were part of a visitation schedule as of May of 2024, correct?
May of 2024, Daniel Dotson gave Saturdays
Dotson.
every other weekend.
Daniel Dotson.
I'm not asking what Miss Davis would have at all. I'm asking why you're telling the court that you had this job full-time starting May of 24.
Jack, that's not her test.
Bullshit. Bullshit it isn't.
That she had the child prior to that.
Okay.
No.
So your testimony is that you have not had the child since May of 24, because I believe there's an order in place, correct?
I've had the child full time since May of 24.
Why?
Yeah.
Because her dad said that he was going to step up, but he did not do nothing.
So he hasn't had her during his visitation time?
I object, Your Honor, instead of go to the de facto.
What?
Overruled.
Thank you.
Excuse me, can you repeat the question?
So he hasn't had her during his visitation time?
During his visitation time,
Because the last time we were here, you were gushing about how great of a dad he was, remember?
ma'am,
How everything that he was doing was just so wonderful.
ma'am, I said that he was saying that he was going to step up. He got a home because, well, he got a house, and that only lasted a month or two. And Scarlett was never there other than one night. She spent one, maybe 2 nights. And he would be random. That was when he started living with Alyssa Thomas. Before that, previously, when he was with Hope Stidham, she would go 2 and 3 days at a time, but not often. It was basically random.
Yeah, whenever you felt like it.
But other than that, she was at my home.
Okay, so back in 21, when you had your granddaughter during the time that he was couch surfing or whatever, did you have a schedule with Brandy?
No,
No schedule.
no,
So you did not have every other weekend you would pick the child up and both children would visit with each other on weekends and then go to their separate places?
no, ma'am.
That's not at all what happened.
No, ma'am.
What a load of bullshit.
So tell me how.
The way it went was I would call Brandy or I would message Brandy. And anytime that I would message her, we would figure out. And like if she needed me to keep, like I would keep her for a week at a time. I've got witnesses to prove said.
You mean, hang on.
Yes, ma'am.
So that worked both ways, motherfucker. It was basically worked out between the two grandparents being primary carers that if one of them, for whatever reason, couldn't have her on their scheduled time, the other person would do their best to pick up and make it work. And so it went backwards and forwards, basically. What they're trying to imply is that the maternal grandmother was diagnosed with an autoimmune disorder, and they're trying to imply that she is not fit to be a carer or be a caregiver, which is an absolute load of shit.
So you've had text messages between Brandy and yourself over the visitation schedule,
Correct,
and that was just random.
correct.
And there was no visiting of the children together on weekends.
Some weekends,
You're not happy?
So tell me when Mr. When Mr. Burke is at home during this de facto era time in place, 21 to 24.
he never lived with me.
Never lived with you. And he owned a home, he said?
He rented different places. He was with Shayla Rackinson. Something like that. I can't pronounce what her name is. He was with her for the majority of the time in that area.
So he owned a home.
He didn't own the home. He was living with his with Shayla. He didn't own the home. Shayla owned it.
When we were here last time, he said he had a house that he was working on and fixing up.
He had rented. But that same house, he got evicted from.
And when was that? When did he get evicted?
I'm thinking roughly May, June, something like that.
Where did he go?
He's just basically been couch surfing
Mhm.
in different places. He would stay a few nights at my house. He would stay at Alyssa Thomas's grandmother's. The majority of the time, he spent at Alyssa Thomas's grandmother's.
So when he was not,
So he's bludging off other people, basically.
how many days a month would he see Scarlett?
Random. He would come.
I'm asking you on an average, how many days a month?
Ma'am, I'm trying to answer the question. He would come a day a month. Add up the total would probably be approximately 7 to 8.
So 7 to 8 times a month, he sees his child,
Correct.
a third of the month. And then Brandy's seeing her too. So how many days a month is Brandy seeing her?
Brandy, since May of 2024, is that who you're asking?
No, I'm asking you prior to that, from 21 to 24.
Oh, 21 to 24. Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. I got confused with the question. From 21 to 24, Brandy would have her 3-4 times a week. I mean,
And you had previously testified in this court, in front of the Domestic Relations Commissioner, regarding Scarlett and repair for Scarlett. Is that again?
yes.
Okay.
Well,
during
it's
that
gone back
time
to him.
period, again, 21 to 24, would, was there any point in time where you would agree that either your son Jimmy or Ms. Davis took care of their own kids financially, otherwise?
No, sir. That
Who has, to the best of your knowledge, to the same time?
I think this is
period, who's
repeated.
been Primary care.
Lisbeth.
myself, my husband, and Brandy Davis.
And who takes the,
And
Hmm. I don't know what's going on there. That's sort of doubled up. Hang on.
the on the scope you're in?
All right, let's move on, Miss.
that being said, so you didn't have the child full-time by yourself? at all during 21 to 24, correct?
It was between me and Brandy Davis.
And you weren't the only one providing for her,
It was me and Brandy Davis.
and the parents were involved
Random.
pretty consistently, 7 to 8 days a month. It's pretty consistent.
That was recently. The majority of the time before that, ma'am, I'm sorry, I got confused. But the majority of that time, Sarah Davis was in Georgia, the majority of the time, and there is a witness to prove said. And Jimmy Ray Burke was in Tennessee with Shayla Rathison for over a year.
I want to be clear that you are absolutely changing your story from the last time you sat in that seat.
Ma'am, when I was in this
Say
seat,
further, Your Honor.
What, it's Miss Sturgill's turn.
Oh, sorry.
Right. Now, I actually didn't see that bit, so she did get a bit fired up there. Now, the Miss Sturgill that he just mentioned is the guardian ad litem. So they are the lawyer for the child. Okay? They do a big psychological profile, interview the child, talk to them, get their input, and they're required to produce a report to the court on what the best interests of the child are. Has that been provided to the mother? No. Nope. And apparently, well, I was told that she didn't make a statement or testify at the hearing, but I've just heard her name now. I must have skipped this bit somehow. I must have dozed off. Let's see what she says.
Were there ever times that
All right. So the guardian ad litem, which is Sturgill, is asking the witness questions now.
Scarlett and Tony or either of the two were in your care that either Jimmy or Sarah would provide? I think you said that mostly you and your husband were the financial supporters. Did Miss Davis ever give money to you for either of their care?
no, ma'am.
Did Mr. Burke ever give you any money?
No, he couldn't even pay for his daughter's pull-ups.
Did Brandy Davis, I know you said you gave her things when Scarlett was in your care. Did she
Uh-huh.
ever give you any
No,
dollars or money?
no,
Did either of them provide any school clothing or
no.
Well, they weren't at school. You took them off them.
either of them provide birthday or Christmas gifts while they were with you?
They
Yeah.
would buy Christmas gifts and birthday.
When the children would visit with either parent or with Miss Brandy Davis, would they go to the visits together or?
The visits would be, yeah, they would go pretty much together. Other than when she would go, when Scarlett would go for 3-4 days or a week at a time.
Okay. So my time clock's still ticking over, but this one, not so much. The fuck is going on?
To
the-
Brandy's.
Ugh. What? the Hmm. What's going on here? What's going on here then? Where are we up to? Oh no, we've gone back to the start, have we? We're at the
When the children would visit, with either parent or with Miss Brandy Davis, would they go to the visits together or?
The visits would be, yeah, they would go pretty much together. Other than when she would go, when
that
Scarlett.
was
would
at
go
51:27
for
it stopped.
4 days or a week at a time back to Brandy's, Tony would be at home.
Oh,
So Tony did not spend the full week at Brandy's as Scarlett would.
Correct.
oh, so she just admitted she spent the whole week.
Yeah,
Oh, you're fucking kidding me.
and the child was really upset, crying in the garden.
The camper was in 2022. That was the Kentucky Emergency Management.
That's all I have.
Redirect Mr. Combs.
Um,
All right, this is her
prior to 2024.
attorney.
Was there ever to your knowledge, EPO filed
Nope.
by either Mr.
Oh, actually,
against Ms. Davis or vice
I think
versa?
she.
Yes, there was an APO that Jimmy Redbird had issued for Sarah Davis.
And, how long, as part of that EPO were, do you know if the two of them were allowed to be around each other?
Hang on, what's the relevance, Mr. Combs?
Relevance is, the guardian, sort of opened the door a little bit, asking if they ever went to visitations together and that sort of thing.
They was not permitted.
Oh, hold on.
Overruled.
When was this EPO filed, if you know?
The EPO was filed in May of 2024.
Oh, that's convenient.
Then I'll put it very simply too. Day from birth of Scarlett through the first, till she's 6 months old, who took care of the child?
Myself, my husband, and Brandy Davis.
Okay. And, has Brandy Davis always been, a caregiver since she was born
Yes.
of Scarlett?
Not primary.
Oh, are you fucking kidding me?
Would there, in your opinion, be someone that you would describe as primary?
It would be all three. It would be me, myself, my husband, and Brandy.
And while she was in your care, did her and her brother Tony develop a bond?
Yes, they have a very close bond.
That's all I have, Judge.
I'm sorry,
Red Cross?
Mr. Kilburn, any recross?
So from
You
23.
have to come up here. You put it over in the corner.
So from 23 to 24, Jimmy Burke was visiting a third of the month.
No.
months from 21 to 23.
7,
I'm only concerned,
not very good at maths.
only concerned about the 2 years.
7 to 8 days is not a third of the month. It's a quarter. 7, 14, 20. Yeah. That's not a third.
From 2025 to 2022. So 23, in the year 23, did he visit, I think you testified that he was visiting a third of the month.
No, that was in 2024.
So
Judge,
2023.
Don't mind me.
He was also living in.
I'll just eat my candy.
Correct. He lived in Tennessee for, I think it was like over a year with Shayla Brown.
So for a full year, he lived in Tennessee. is what you're
Correct.
saying. And what did he initially go to Tennessee for?
He went to Tennessee because he said he was going to get a job.
Did his house get flooded and he moved to Tennessee?
He said he got flooded.
Did he, do you know if he got flooded?
I had been to the house and it didn't look flooded.
Did the surrounding area get flooded?
Yes, Neon did, but they was up on the hill in there.
So
And
during the 2023, your testimony is you shared custody with Brandy Davis and your husband. You are all joint custodians, I guess. for-
correct, it just wasn't on paper.
On paper, okay. Nobody was the primary. It was just kind of a shared.
Correct.
No further.
Recross, Miss Lewis.
I want to go through just a small and quick timeline. Starting at May 19th of 2024, where the day that you and your son decided not to give the child back to Ms. Davis, correct?
Correct.
And that EPO that your counselor's talking about was filed on May 20th, correct?
Correct.
So the day after you took the child
Hmm.
arbitrarily and just decided that's what was gonna happen, you strategically, or your son strategically filed an EPO in his courtroom,
Hmm.
and Ms. Davis was represented by a victim attorney at that time, correct?
Correct.
And that attorney advised her to agree to some kind of a situation on visitation with the cabinet.
She don't know what her attorney advised her.
I don't know what her attorney advised her.
Okay, so you don't know.
Correct.
And that situation resulted in Ms. Davis having visitation at the cabinet for quite some time, correct?
Yes, but she had missed quite a few of those visits.
What I'm asking you is, what was the reason why she had to have visitation at the cabinet?
Because she was, it was not, she's not a state.
What's the relevance?
Oh,
What's the
really?
relevance in this?
I just want to give the court some context as to what's being said here, because it's all messed up and jumbled up and it's being painted to look like something it's not.
Man, no, it is not.
Oh, it is.
Overruled.
Judge Kraft wasn't here for the last hearings, so he doesn't really understand the whole background of it. I just want to be clear, when you're talking about this EPO, exactly how that EPO came about and how this child came to be placed with your son for an undetermined amount of time until Ms. Davis came and hired me. And the child has been with you by order of the court and allowance of your son. The child has been in your care.
Miss Lewis, there's an objection on the floor. One year, Mr. Gilbert.
6 months if they're.
And it doesn't count after 24 because she was never given custody of the child. And
Sustained.
none of this is pertaining to anything after 24. My point being, this woman doesn't have custody. I don't even know how in her care right now. How she came to have this child. I mean, As far as I'm concerned, Your Honor, I'm done with my questioning, but this woman's in contempt of 17.
I did miss this bit.
I'm done.
Ms. Sturgill, any recross?
No, Your Honor, I don't have any further questions.
All right, thank you, ma'am. You may stand down. Call your next witness, Mr. Combs.
Right. This is me, what I put. Just
And I'm gonna object to any line of questioning of any other witness. There was no witness exhibit was filed last time. She didn't have witnesses called for that hearing last time, and there was no witness exhibit was filed.
Was there an order required?
I mean, it's a usual rule of 14 days.
I
I
never,
wasn't given notice that he was bringing this, so.
I never have required witness lists.
really? You've never required a witness
Answer your
list.
Question, Judge, call my next witness.
So there is nothing there to say that the lawyers are required to tell the other party what witnesses they're going to question. Are you fucking for real? Is this a courtroom or a fucking circus? There must have been another video that I saw where this lawyer didn't argue anything, because she actually did get a bit yeah, I did enjoy that. Now, where are my questions that I put in? Come on, I might have to find them on here. Where did they go? Oop. Nope. A bit more. A bit more. There they are. Okay. Oh. Stop! You stupid.
To
Ah.
establish.
So we're at the 49-minute mark.
To establish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But given, I don't know if the court remembers the last time we were here, we did
Raise your right hand.
Misty Johnson.
She's out in the hall. Sorry, I couldn't download this off my editing package, so I thought I would just share it from the editing package, but it's not. It's not doing what it's supposed to be doing.
See?
I'm done.
Ms. Sturgill, any recross?
No, Your
I just have
Honor,
to
I don't
catch
have
it.
further questions.
All right, witness, Mr. Combs.
Thank
Thank you, ma'am. You may stand down. Call your next.
All right, there we go. These are the questions that I would have asked. I think it's the mother's boyfriend, I believe, and Scarlett is the daughter, who's the 6-year-old in question. All right, so she did actually address the top one. I must have missed it somehow, but and I would have got her to really press her on, the times that the son actually cared for solely as a solo parent, as a father, not at her house, when he had his own daughter in his own care for the times that she was there. Yeah, and pretty much just push the couch surfing, and the best interests of the children on a stable routine home. the fact that there has been no CPS involvement whatsoever. There's been no police involvement. There has been nothing until the day after he decided not to give them back, that he's going to file an EPO. You know, why he thinks that he is qualified to make that decision, that he's, you know, she is either, the mother is not stable enough to look after the children, or like, is he a psychologist? Was there any issues prior? Did you make any concerns? Did you voice anything? No. I would definitely have honed in on his anger management, because there has been quite a lot of domestic violence in the relationship. I've actually seen the videos. The previous outbursts, you know, in front of the children, that is a no-no, a big no-no. Never mind the parental alienation. You know, the actual video that I saw of it, it was the mother and the paternal grandmother who were trying to placate the 6-year-old, who was hysterical because of the situation that the father had caused in the courtroom with a packed court, all these witnesses, but nothing's ever been done. And did the father step in to try and calm the child? Nope. He was too busy going off and threatening the lawyer. And they still sent them home with him. They still sent them home. And not once did this fucking attorney try and get any kind of visitation schedule of any sort for these children. They have not seen their mother for over 18 months. That would be my priority. And that's pretty much what I have given to the mother, is an emergency motion for visitation. So they don't need a lawyer to lodge it with the court, because in that it wasn't clear to me. She didn't make enough of an argument about the fact that there has been no visitation whatsoever. That is not in the best interests of the children. Not at all. Not at all. Pull your records from the sheriff crisis grant money and ask for, yeah. Yeah. Yep. The thing with Kentucky is, unless you're a resident or a citizen of Kentucky, you cannot access any of the records. It is extremely difficult. I've just been able to get them because I know the people involved, basically. So, yeah. I can't get any records anywhere, but they don't need anything. They've got everything that they need. It's just that the lawyer did not ask for it or demand it, basically. Now, let me go back into my Google Drive, because I have some, I'm sure I made some documents pertaining to here it is. Let me have a read. Let's see. Okay, this is information about the Guardian ad litem. So let me add it to share screen. Okay. Let's make it bigger. So this is what the guardian ad litem is responsible to do in the Kentucky Family Court. Okay. So they are appointed by the court to represent the best interests of the child or any other legally disabled person in legal proceedings. So they are a full and active participant in the proceedings. She didn't seem that active to me. Independently investigating, assessing, and advocating for the child's best interests. Now, why didn't she bring up the fact that the children had not had a relationship with their mother for 18 months? So they're not an attorney, but they advocate on behalf of the children or the child. They're therefore protecting the minor, basically. So they can be appointed in any dependency or abusive cases, termination of parental rights, custody and visitation disputes, which is where we come in, and cases involving allegations of abuse, but that's not in this case. Specific duties and responsibilities. They must fulfill the following duties: interview the child face-to-face in a private setting, conduct an independent investigation, review the court, social service, no need because there was none involvement, medical, mental health, and school records. School records aren't a part of it yet. Consult with at least 3 knowledgeable sources before each court appearance. Interview the parents, caregivers, foster parents, social workers, not necessary, teachers, not necessary, healthcare providers, and others. And visit the child's home and proposed alternative placements if placement is at issue. So, what did she go around and have a look at the grandmother's houses? Where's that report? Where is that report to say that that child is not safe at that house? Because that's what it's going to take for her not to be able to go back there. Yeah? And not only did the father not decide that, nope, you're not getting them back, he also made her have to go to some supervised visitation centre to see them initially and then cut them off after a couple of months. Completely. Wouldn't even let them see her there. So she is supposed to appear at all hearings, prepared with a well-formulated position. Didn't really hear a lot from her, to be honest. Hello, mister. Yes, I'm here. Just, walk around. Right, yep. Examine and cross-examine witnesses, file motions, briefs, and other pleadings. File show cause orders against non-compliant parties. Really? There doesn't seem to be anyone who's not complying. Appeal decisions contrary to the child's best interests. So, Felix, withholding the mother's contact with the child, do you think that might be not in the child's best interests? So the father's mother was the guardian. No, it's actually confused. So the way they just said that in court, so to be an appointed guardian, you must have a minimum of 6 months of being the primary caregiver to that child under 3. So, but the way that they have achieved that 6 months is the part that's not legal. So basically they have withheld the child from the other parent so that now that criteria of being a guardian is, as far as the statute's concerned, has lapsed. So that is in place, so to speak. Does that make sense? So if you've withheld a child under 3 from a parent for 6 months, then technically you are now their guardian. There are 2 children to the same parents in the same relationship. The son, Tony, is older, 2 years older than Scarlett. Scarlett's now 5, I think, and Tony must be 7. And I think initially when Tony was a baby, I think there was a few, I think both parents may have been incarcerated. Don't quote me on that, but there was a reason that this grandmother was able to obtain custodial guardianship of him. But he had regular visitation, so it was sort of alternating. So you know how you normally have alternating weekends as visitation for the other parent? It sort of reversed itself. So they had a weekend crossover so that both of the children were at the maternal grandparents for that weekend so that they could see one another. And then one would go to the maternal grandmother, the other one would go to the paternal grandmother. And then the following weekend, that would come again and they would swap. Does that make sense? But as far as Scarlett was concerned, she only spent the 2 or 3 days of that alternate weekend with the paternal grandmother. So the other, 12 days of the fortnight, she was with the maternal grandmother, being the primary caregiver. That makes sense. It's hard. It's a bit complicated, but for some reason I don't know what it is, but there's a lot of caregivers over there. I've found the grandparents actually are very, very involved in the upbringing of grandchildren over there. I don't know why. It's great, but I'm not sure why that's the case. All right, so inform the court of the child's wishes. Didn't hear any of that. Provide written or oral recommendations to the court. Didn't hear any of that. Attend all court dates, pre-trial conferences, case planning meetings and mediation. Yep. Ensure the child's meaningful participation in proceedings when appropriate. All right, where was she the previous hearing when the father was going off? Now, the guardian ad litem in this case, I think, is one of the district attorneys that was allocated to the case. It's not like a mandated position. It's sort of one of those positions that gets allocated as necessary amongst them, I believe. Must advocate for the child's best interests, even if the child's expressed wishes differ. May disclose the child information to the court where necessary for best interests. Well, there's been no abuse. There's been nothing. Oh dear. $500 a case. Is that a case, or is that like per court day, or? All right. I do have more shit on here. Just let me find it. Court questions. Oh, look at me. Oh. Court questions. I must have done this ages ago. Court questions for the look at me. I'm too organised for my own good. I didn't even realise I'd done this, and I typed it out again. Testify that you're the primary caregiver for the children, correct? When you say primary caregiver, you mean you were responsible for their daily care. That includes feeding, bathing, medical appointments, and daily supervision. Yes. And for what for specific time period are you claiming you were the primary caregiver? What's their pediatrician? Who took them to their vaccination? Do you have any of the medical records showing you as the attending guardian? Are you able to produce any documentation showing you scheduled or attended these appointments? Are you able to produce any documents showing you scheduled or Are you aware that the court has before it the children's full vaccination and medical records? And those records identify the mother as the attending parent. In other words, you're a fucking liar. You were stated you were the primary caregiver. Can you explain why the medical records don't reflect your involvement? Do you have any photographs documenting your daily care of the children over that period? No, because the other one does. Are you aware that there is photographic record of the children's daily life over several years? And those photographs show the children consistently in the care of their mother. Would you agree that a primary caregiver would typically be reflected in medical, educational, and daily life records, and you are unable to provide those records to support your claim today? See, I'm an asshole. That's what I would have done. So, yes. Oh, this is me telling what I should do to the father. I respectfully wish to note for the record that 14 motions relating to non-compliance and denial of contact have been filed over the past 18 months. This is what should have been addressed. To date, those matters have not been ruled upon and still haven't. And the denial of contact has continued throughout that period. I raise this not as criticism, but to respectfully request that the court now address these issues and provide clear direction moving forward as the children's relationship with their mother continues to be affected. The evidence shows that the mother was the children's primary caregiver for the first 4 years of their lives. Also shows for the past 18 months that she has been completely denied contact, not by a court order, but by unilateral action. There's been no finding that she poses any risks to the children under Kentucky law. That alone supports right to visitation. Respondents' actions have not supported the children's relationship with both parents. Instead, they have eliminated it. And to ask the court to restore that relationship, beginning with immediate visitation, and to bring this matter to resolution. That's what Jimmy needs to know. And hopefully, in the next couple of days, he will. All right. What else have I got in there? That surprised me. We've got the immediate visitation motion. I won't put that up because it's what's that? I haven't redacted it, so all right. So there is a due process argument to also make, and it's a violation of that due process right. So the fact that there has been a prolonged failure of the trial court to act, and that has resulted in a violation of constitutional rights to due process for the mother and the right to raise one's children. It's a fundamental liberty, and it's protected under the 14th Amendment of the United States Constitution. So this principle was affirmed, and it gives case law where the court recognised the fundamental right of parents to make decisions concerning the care, custody, and control of their children. That was plural, parents. In the present case, the petitioner has been denied all contact with her children for approximately 18 months without any judicial determination that such denial is necessary or appropriate. So this is something that you can take to, like, its legal basis to take to the Supreme Court appeals above the trial court's head. So the trial court has failed to issue a ruling following the testimony. That was in December last year. That testimony you just heard. No other court date has been addressed or booked or appointed, nothing. they have failed to provide temporary visitation, and they've failed to address the multiple pending motions. And at the time, it was 14 contempts of court, resulting in a de facto deprivation of parental rights without due process of law. Kentucky courts have similarly recognised that due process requires meaningful and timely access to the courts in matters affecting fundamental rights, including custody and visitation. The continued inaction has effectively allowed one party to determine custody unilaterally without judicial oversight. In other words, they've made the decision, not the court. Therefore, undermining both statutory protections under the Kentucky Revised Statutes chapter and constitutional guarantees. Accordingly, the petitioner respectfully submits that immediate judicial action is required to prevent further violation of her due process rights and to protect the best interests of the children. The end. Full stop. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. No, sorry, Bob. What they've done is the wrong thing. And there is a legal argument for other parents out there to fight it. You don't have to wait for a complacent judge, because basically the 18 months accrued because the judge just every 30 days went, oh, another 30 days. We'll just reschedule another 30 days, another 30 days. So after the December hearing, that hearing there, they had a follow-up hearing the 5th of January, which got cancelled. And no other court date was scheduled. So there is no other court date pending to address these issues. None. They've rung the court, and the court has told them that it's up to the father to book the hearing in. Really? You fucking just like... And if you're told that and you don't know any different, you believe it. It's come from a supposed reputable source. No, no, sorry. No. As a mother whose baby daddy stole my son and fled to Arizona, it was, I could not even. The worst pain I've ever felt. He disconnected his phone and moved. Thank goodness his granny told me where to find my son. So do you find, Martha, in Tennessee as well? Because it's my opinion that the men in Kentucky seem to have quite a lot more control, so to speak. I pretty much said that as well. I said, well, if he can do it, what's stopping you from going and getting her now? Like, if he can do it, you can do it. Go and get her. Just go and get her. There is nothing. In fact, they've got all the paperwork that supports that. But I think the fact that, if they did do that and there happened to be some kind of altercation between the mother or the grandmothers or whatever, and that would upset the child, they are not prepared to take that risk, which I completely understand. So, but at the end of the day, it's either that or you send, take your documentation down to the sheriff's office and they go and do it. So I know which one I would prefer. It absolutely is. Okay, so I'm not the only one. It's very Knights Templar and Freemason. Just putting that out there. Bit of that. And so have you got him now? You still got him? It's so unfair. So unfair. And they've been fed so many lies by the entire judicial system that's designed to just basically have them fail and see them continue. Oh, 43. Wow. Hello, Mr. Curtis Hensley. Welcome. Welcome. You've just caught the tail end. You are not really old. I thought I was old. With I've got what my eldest will be. What year is it? 26. She'll be 28 this year. 28 and 26. My two will turn, two girls. So yes, I've been putting the pressure on to get me some grandbabies. Time's a ticking, time's a ticking. All right, my loves. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope it does provide some insight and some education and some assurance that there is that you do have rights, that you can do something. You don't have to wait for an attorney. You can do it yourself. You can do it yourself, even if it's just lodging documents. If they refuse to do it yourself. Go straight down to the clerk who is in charge of that court that you're in. And yes, they do. Yes, they do. The whole Bible Belt they own. Yep. Yep. All the way up to Bashir. Let me give you a tip. And his father before him. That's how long this good old boy's mafia style, what do you call it? Almost a dictatorship. 6 p.m. here in Denmark. Just missed the live. Thanks for covering this, Miss Jody. You're welcome, Mindful. You're welcome. And thank you for joining us. It's 2 a.m. here. Past my bedtime. But thank you. Thank you for joining us. Now, I did pin Brett Johnson's YouTube channel link in the chat somewhere. Where is it? There it is. There you go. He only finished his live probably about half hour to an hour ago. He normally has his streams, I think, 8 or 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time every morning, weekday mornings. And he focuses on a lot of the predators, basically the sex crimes, and the corruption behind it, because it's a lot of these wealthy families and the ties to these wealthy families that have the power that then get away with all sorts of stuff, which is why predators have become so predominant in the area, because there is no they've got free reign, pretty much got free reign, which is very, very sad. Very sad. So what I might do is I will find the actual statute for the parental rights, and I will pin it into the description box after the stream's finished, so you can have a look at it. But I'm in the middle of, at the very end of creating a private Discord channel purely for survivors of any kind of abuse in Kentucky, where they can go and it'll be like you have to verify who you are, so that it is a safe space that no one else can enter, and it will have a whole heap of resources for everything, be it sexual abuse, domestic violence, anything really. Basically, it'll have room where you can speak to other victims or survivors, I like to call them, and tell your story, and support one another and be a collective resource basically that you can build from. So, it'll have, if you've had a good experience with a particular attorney, you can put them in as, someone that you can recommend for other people to use, because that's one of the main things, that they can't get good representation because they're all tied into the court system. So I fled my home to stay alive. It's for sale. I'm living South River, Tennessee. So you are still in danger now. Is that what you're telling me? So you're not in any fixed address. You don't have a home at the moment. Where are you staying? Where are you living? How are you surviving? Did you have a fire? Oh, sweetheart. How far is Tennessee away from Kentucky? I don't think it's that far, is it? I might be able to put you in touch with the safe house, that's all. All right, I'll put my email address in the chat. So if you need any reference or anything, Martha, please reach out, okay? I will put it in there now. All right. There you go. Yes, I can possibly put you in touch with a safe house should you need it. All right. But it is in Kentucky. So don't hesitate to reach out, my love. Okay. All right. So I will be putting up a stream for Mickey Steins. I'm going to go through his deposition, and there's a few things that I need to address in that I have picked up now in hindsight that are quite poignant, actually. And also there's been a new motion. Does anyone know where Mickey was going to retire? Here on a lake. Actually, I did hear something about that, yes, but I don't know where. I saw something somewhere. I'd have to find it. It might be in his deposition. I'll have to. I only got to page 129 today. So, but if you've got any information, my love, please send it through. That email address is fine. I think it started with an E. I couldn't tell you where I saw it, but I did hear of something. I did. All right. Well, I will be live tomorrow night again, tomorrow morning for you guys, with the Mickey Steins, and I will be going over some Benfield stuff on Wednesday. Yes, indeed. There is a. Oh, okay. What about WhatsApp or Signal? Signal is an encrypted messaging service that I am on. So if you put in this mobile number, I don't even think you have to put in the international area code. It does it itself. If you put that into Signal, which is an app, so Signal, you download that onto your phone. It's an encrypted texting app, and you put in this phone number, which is mine. You'll be able to send me messages and anything else. All right. That's only going to be up there for a couple of minutes. So jot it down before I delete it. And it's Signal. I think it's called signal.com or WhatsApp. They're both apps that you can download on your phone. And the same phone number applies for both Signal or WhatsApp. That's another reason why I'm creating this Discord channel, so that all of this information and resources and contacts for you to be able to have private conversations and share stuff with one another outside of everybody else. So I think that's really important, that you guys need a safe space. So I'm nearly finished. I've got to really concentrate on the formulas behind the verification. Otherwise that defeats the whole purpose. If anyone and everyone can get in, it's not a safe environment. So I need to make sure that it is super watertight. All right. So until tomorrow night, if you can't be good at it. Love your mother. She loves you. Be nice. And hasta la vista, bitches. See you tomorrow. Bye.